Stop deportation! Racist police! No justice, no peace!
The United Kingdom's Rwanda asylum policy has been in the global spotlight since it was signed in April this year. Through this deal, the United Kingdom aims to fly some asylum seekers to the East African country. However, some of Britain's leaders and experts across the globe have called this policy inhuman. The UK government introduced this policy under the Economic Development Partnership. Through this, the asylum seekers will be flown 6,500 kilometers away to Rwanda, which will handle the processing of their asylum claims. This deal was introduced mainly as a measure to prevent the loss of life that happened because of the dangerous crossings. The UK government mentioned that this policy will be introduced as a pilot for 5 years. Those who are resettled in Rwanda will be given support, including up to 5 years of training with help of integration and accommodation. It has made an upfront payment of £120 million to Rwanda to cover the cost of housing and integration of the asylum seekers till their applications are processed. In the wake of the migrant crisis of 2015, more than 1 million migrants and refugees crossed into Europe. There was a divide between how different European Union countries responded. Some welcomed the migrants, while some made their immigration policies stricter. These migrants came from Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, and many African countries. In 2016, when Britain decided to withdraw from the European Union, one of its most important themes for the campaign was taking control of immigration. And after Brexit, the United Kingdom introduced a policy that gave entry to those who wanted to work in the United Kingdom through a points-based system. In the last couple of years, many migrants and asylum seekers have made unsafe journeys through the English Channel to reach the United Kingdom by small boats. They seek the help of human smugglers and illegal traffickers. In 2021, over 28,000 people entered in boats compared to the 8,500 people in 2020. But these migrants will be given refugee status only based on the strength of their asylum claim. Those rejected would have to leave the country within 5 days. On June 15th, the first flight that was set to carry the asylum seekers to Rwanda was cancelled at the last minute. This was after the European Court of Human Rights ruled against it, as some of the immigrants did not have the guarantee of a legal future in Rwanda. Several refugee and human rights organizations and opposition parties in the United Kingdom have been highly critical of the deal, terming it inhumane, unworkable, and a waste of public money. Rwanda's own human rights record is another reason why this policy faces flack. Instances of extrajudicial killings, suspicious deaths in custody, unlawful detention, and other forms of abuse have been observed in Rwanda. In fact, Britain itself had raised human rights concerns about Rwanda in the past. The African country already has high unemployment numbers, and experts believe that this policy will only worsen the scenario. In the past, other countries like Australia, Israel, and Denmark have also established such policies. They were also deemed cruel and were opposed heavily. Reports say that the legality of the UK Rwanda asylum policy will be tested in a full court hearing next month.